All right, you guys. I'm sure you're tied up with other things now that I hung up on you. So let's let some of you come back if you didn't mind getting hung up on. No, lucky boy. Lucky boy. I wish I could see Lucky boy. I wish I could see him. But I'll wait. I'll wait my turn. Oh, Novak's not going to play in the finals. That's too bad.
All right, so we've just seen Djokovic win his 101st title, beating Musetti in the final, and that locks up the ATP Finals race. But we also have some news regarding Djokovic going into Turin as well. So let's go have a look at who's qualified, but also what's going on with Djokovic. So first of all, let's go have a look at who has actually got the most titles in the history of the Open era in singles. We've got Jimmy Connors, Roger Federer, and then Novak Djokovic is just behind Federer. You might be able to overtake him in the long run, and if he keeps playing for a few more seasons, he might be able to overtake Federer there. The Jimmy Connors record might still stay intact. He's a little bit too far away. So now let's talk about the ATP Finals. So Djokovic, of course, was going to be playing the ATP Finals. If we go over to Sky Sports, it's just said that Djokovic will not participate in the ATP Finals, which means Musetti will take his place. Musetti, Fritz, Auger-Aliassime, and Sinner, two Italians in the round-robin stage for the first time in history. The Sky Sports announcing Djokovic will not be going to Turin. We haven't heard from him yet if he is or is not going to Turin, so we're still going to wait and see what he says.
That's too bad.
But let's have a look at what this means for the...
He won today. It was a great match. And he didn't have to win. It looked like he was in serious trouble. But it's too bad he's not going to go to Turin. All right, so high account settings. How are you, Eddie Eagle? I don't know what this new setting is. I didn't set that, but I guess I'm stuck with it. There were more people. Maybe they will or won't come on, but that was my effort to. I was hoping it'd be shorter. But that was my effort to put something out there so people know why they should buy Railtown now. I don't think it's going to last much longer. I know we have a bit of lethargy and a bit of, oh God, when, all that. And I guess I've shown my tension. But I don't think it's going to last much longer. And so I love the story. Pat M. sold some crap she didn't need anymore, and she bought 10,000 shares. That's amazing. If 10,000 shares go to $25, that's a lot. And I know that sounds completely wacko, but I'm not coming up with the comps. Wall Street is. So what's the difference between Railtown and Lang Tracks? One, they're not in talking to the Wall Street bankers and Wall Street saying this and that, and we can do the B series at 1.25 billion. If we can annualize your paltry revenue, if we can say it's annualizing at 15 million, we can get you that valuation. The difference is Railtown is going to bring revenue. We haven't seen it yet. So that's something you got to believe. If you don't, you'll miss it. But Railtown's been in a period of time since February 11th, which isn't going to end, in my judgment, until next Friday, which is November 12th or 14th or whatever the hell. Let me look it up. Yeah, November 14th. So it's just been in a period of time where nobody on Wall Street, no institutions really know the story. And those that do are precluded from buying. So once that transaction is completed, shortly thereafter, I don't know if it'll be Monday or if it'll take many days, but soon thereafter, buying will come in. And then you miss your chance to buy a huge position at 40 and 50 cents. It'll still be worth buying. It just, you won't be able to buy as many shares. Let me see who's here. Yeah, I hung up on too many people, I guess. There were a lot of people here before. Hey, Ralph. Account settings, buying Monday morning and the rest of the week. Thank you, William. I don't know where, how did, I don't really like this. It takes up too much, but whatever. It's all right. I don't know why it changed. I guess what I could do is try to go over a little bit of this presentation again. This is an amazingly powerful presentation, in my judgment. What happened over the last week, which hasn't shown up in the stock price, so it's easy to miss it. 2 Fridays ago, the company successfully passed the deadline that was in the document for the completion of the transaction. Now, it didn't complete, but at the same time, it didn't blow up. That's what I mean. So it successfully got through that period. Monday, we had an excellent interview with Rebecca Kurzweil and Dr. Tom Core. And I recommend that to any of you. We can play it again. Tuesday, sort of out of left field. I mean, I anticipated revenue deals, but we got, I mean, not down here. We've never heard of it, but up in Canada, a pretty large company, TELUS, a very large company in Canada, you know, Rhode Island would kick its butt in a war probably, but that came Tuesday, and that was great news. Didn't show up in the stock price because there weren't any specific revenue discussions, and it didn't really discuss the tie-up all that well. So I think there's more to come, but that was great news. And then Wednesday night, Thursday morning, this came out, which is amazing. And then Thursday evening, the announcement reaffirming the previous announcement, suggesting that there's going to be a further announcement, came out, but it gave us a deadline. November 14th, AIP will be closed and will be owned by Realtime. That's huge progress. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next week. But hey, Donna. Hey, Donna. I just want to go, here's the, you know, one of the people that was sort of boo-bird against me said that nobody knows Railtown. Well, these are Railtown's partners. And Microsoft has been its partner for years. 3 different channels, Founders Hub, Microsoft Partners, and their co-sale group. And then you've got NVIDIA, AMD, TELUS now, that's brand new. Digital, that's brand new. And then Amy and Mila. And I predict that partner sheet is going to get bigger. I'm not going to read all this right now. I've done it before. I'm good. I want to go through this quickly. So Here's the discussion of the problem. Errors cause an economic burden of 2.24 trillion annually worldwide. That's what they're addressing. That's a huge market. This is how it works. You get your ticket data, your development data, your application log data, documentation data, code, all in different languages. It all comes down to conductor, and it's processed as if it without a hiccup, and then it's done in the cloud. Apparently, it can be done at the corporate level, but then it's all digested and it comes out in one language, easy enough so even a CEO can understand it. Here's some more estimates of the cost. So this is the size of the market. SysQ estimates poor software quality costs $2 trillion in the United States alone in 2020. I mean, that's a big number. Software is a big industry. Tricentis reports 2.2 trillion globally per year in economic losses attributable to computer bugs. SmartBear attributes 1.1 trillion globally as of 2016 to software failures. I mean, it's a gigantic market. This is real. This isn't, hey, we're going to buy whatever, a law firm. Okay, then these are somewhat smaller numbers than was quoted as the annual spend, but according to Mordor Intelligence, the software development tools market is valued this year at $6.4 billion, and it should reach almost $14 billion by 2030. Business research this year says that the market size in the United States is $6.5 billion. Well, it's actually last year, but they said it this year. Expected to surge to $22 billion by the beginning of the next decade. The business research company estimates growth from almost $6 billion in 2023 to $6 billion in 2024, and then they're forecasting almost $9 billion by 2028. The broader developer tools market, a company called Medium, estimates a valuation in 23 of 167 billion, and they have a target rising in 2028 of $234 billion. Wow. Anyway, this is in the report. And I put a link to it. I'm sure this presentation will be on their website soon. It's not there yet. This chart just shows you going forward every step, the tools, the LLMs, the memory, it's all going to be on TELUS data center at some level anyway. The universal language and ingestion of data smoothly is a big part of what they offer. Here's some more market size numbers, but it doesn't really change what I already showed you. I showed you this comparison just now, but basically this comparison proves that Railtown's better than LangChain. Of course, it was written by Railtown. LangChain might say something different. Again, is a picture of how Railtown and TELUS are going to be working together. We need to find out more about this, but this is a huge confirmation of the importance of this link up. Then the revenue model, which is here. Railtown AI Technologies is monetizing its newly announced partnership with TELUS through the deployment of our agentic frameworks within TELUS's sovereign AI data factory. While TELUS provides the hosting and compute infrastructure for large language models, Railtown contributes its proprietary agentic frameworks, tools that enable creation, orchestration, and management of autonomous AI agents. Hyperscalers like TELUS require frameworks or developer toolkits to make their hosted large language models truly usable. Without these frameworks, it is extremely challenging for customers to build, deploy, and interact with AI agents effectively. By combining TELUS's secure domestic AI compute environment with Railtown's frameworks, customers can efficiently build and deploy AI agents while ensuring their data remains within Canada's borders. The revenue model is usage-based and directly tied to the success of AI deployments. For every agent built with Railtown's frameworks and deployed on TELUS's platform, Railtown receives a net percentage of the compute revenue generated by TELUS. We don't know what that is, but we do know it's across 120 million or more. Eventually, they got to switch over. This aligns incentives between the two companies. The more AI agents businesses build and run using Railtown's frameworks on TELUS's infrastructure, the more revenue Railtown captures, creating a scalable and mutually beneficial monetization strategy. So this is the AI partnership sheet. And what they talk about here is AI partnerships currently is 180 companies, more than 180 companies. And they anticipate 1 to 5 companies as a strategic transaction. Now, I have to emphasize, they're not going to do it while the stock's 40 cents. They probably don't do it at $1 or $2. I'm not privy to their strategy, but they're not going to dilute the shares. They don't have to do it. They can wait. They can wait. So the acquisition plan, they've already identified 3 to 5 short-listed acquisition targets from the affiliate network. The plan is to acquire early-stage AI companies at a discount and then optimize those costs over the acquisitions, basically to cut costs and raise in efficiency. The companies do a combined 400 million in revenues, and they have over 5,000 end user clients. They're gonna follow an accretive strategy where currently there's a premium paid for public companies. So they're going to buy private companies discounted, and they believe this will support accretive cash flow and valuations for the overall company. They've already identified the top performing companies, which are the ones they'll go after. Management and the board of directors are comprised of highly experienced members who know how to execute a private equity roll-up strategy. And remember, they own the same shares you do. The AIP deal is expected to close in Q4. Well, we now know when that is. That's next Friday. This is a marketing piece, and I'm not going to read it. I've read it to you before. Essentially, it says when they work together, it's going to create a lot more revenue. I've shown you this where the revenue sharing is outlined. And I've shown you the people. Oh, I forgot to say it. The founders, directors, and employees have almost 40% of the company. So their interests are aligned with ours. All right. I want to get back to talking about Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic. The Joker. All right, so there's not a lot of comments out there. I guess we don't have to talk very long then. The purpose of I opened this stream is to answer questions that you might have had on the previous one, and there don't seem to be any. So I guess we'll just talk maybe tomorrow, but certainly Monday. And I really do emphasize I don't think there's much more time to buy the stock at 40 or 50 or 60 cents. So I'm going to leave it there. It's 5 o'clock almost. No, it's 4:21. And appreciate you tuning in. Cheers.